Yeah, things are definitely coming along. Yeah. Things are looking up for the old XS 650 motor. Yeah. Hello everyone, welcome back to Center Stand Mechanics. My name is Kyle and welcome back. It's a brand new year. Hope you all had a good New Year's and Christmas, and glad that you're back. So this is my first video of 2024. I've been busy doing a few things around the shop, just building some shelves. I made my own shelf brackets. I've never welded before. I got this little you know, hobby welder thing, and of course I thought I'd do some practicing, and I've made some shelf brackets for the over here, and yeah, so I thought that was pretty good. I got that all welded up and put on there, and now I got a little more room on my tool bench. I don't have all this oil and stuff laying around in my way. But yeah, so I was pretty happy about that. I can't believe I've made it this far in life and never tried welding. I guess there's always that person that's never watched Star Wars, or I guess that's the same kind of thing. Just stubborn, I guess. But yeah, so anyways, so today I'm going to start putting together this engine. I got everything kind of laid out here and everything prepared off camera. Mostly just been cleaning the threads. I got like these dies and these taps. I've been going over these threads just by hand, just making sure all the threads are clean. If you don't have one of these tap and die sets, you can just run the nut on and off, or run the bolt down. I've been taking these and running these in and cleaning out the threads, and just going around and doing all these and doing these and the ones on here and so on, and I've gone around and cleaned them all up. There's this big one for the head bolts here. You want to make sure these are clean and there's no burrs on them or grit or anything. A wire wheel can work if you don't have these, or just take the nut and just run it back and forth and make sure that there's no binding or any grit or anything in there, and so yeah, there's that. I've got my gaskets here ready to go, and basically I just want to get today I want to get the cylinders on here and the head and the valve cover. I want to hook up the cam, and basically I want to get this thing so I can turn it without these connecting rods flopping around back and forth, and then I want to put the clutch basket on here, and I want to be able to turn this around and turn the transmission and lube everything and run it through all the gears and make sure all the gears are working. Done it by hand and gone through all the gears, but it's a little bit stiff. I think it needs some oil ran through it, and just, you know, spin it. I'm going to spin this on a drill and get it turning a little faster than I can by hand. And that should be good there. I'm going to install these pistons into the cylinders, and then I'm going to take the whole assembly and then drop it onto the engine, and then I'm going to slide the wrist pins into the connecting rods and then finish putting it down that way. So yeah, got a little bit of work to do, and let's get started. Okay, so I got you on the body cam, and one of the first things I wanted to do is reinstall this cam chain tensioner. I've got it here loose. One of the things I noticed when I was looking at this is these are the bolts that go on there, and there are two different sets here. One's longer with this shank here, and the other one's shorter with no shank. And if you look at the threads, it's going to be hard to see on camera, but these two on this side closest to me are deeper holes and the threads start down further in the hole, whereas on this side the threads start right at the top. So I don't know why they did that, but there's a difference between the left side and the right side, and so I'm going to put the longer ones on the side closest to me, and then the shorter ones on the far side here. Now each one of these bolts has a lock washer on it, and make sure you put that on there. You don't want this coming loose. And once I get them all in, I'll tighten them down. I'll just give these a smack to torque them down. Okay. So yeah, we'll just show you how that goes. So there's a little spring tension push rod that goes here and puts tension on the cam chain when it's all installed. So that's good. Now next, there's one more thing on here that I didn't want to forget, so we'll do that right away. So underneath the head here, there's this little clippy looking thing, and it goes on here like so. And yeah, so I wanted to put that in before I forgot. So I've got this little print off of the manual here in front of me, and it's showing how to clock the rings on the piston. So it's got the gap for number 1 here, which would be the top one. Second one's 180 degrees opposing it. And then the third expander for the oil ring is over here. And then the oil spacer. And then number 5 is over there in line with number 2. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do that. It's hard to see on camera, but there's the two oil rings meet together like this, and then you want the point facing down like that. It's hard for me to show you on here because of the lighting and the focus. Okay, we got the oil ring sorted out. We'll just go back over the top ones because they're easiest to move. So there, that's in line with the fourth one, and then The second one comes over here, like so. Okay, so you can kind of see, so top ring gap is here, second ring gap is here, the third one is right there, the fourth one is right there, which is the wavy looking one, and then the fifth one is over here. So that's how it's supposed to be. So I just got a little bit of oil on this paintbrush here, and I'm just going to put a little bit on here just to help it stay lubricated. Actually, I'll do both of them while I'm at it. There, get some oil on that so it's not metal on metal. And then we'll start dropping our first, first things first though. Almost forgot. We've got to put one of these clips on the inside, because we're going to slide the wrist pin in from this side. So I'm going to install this here, so it's already done. Got the snap ring in here now. I've double checked the position of the rings, so we're all good there. So now I'm going to take this and place it in here. I'm just going to carefully feed the rings into the one at a time. There goes the top one. Okay, so we'll leave that up just enough so this will clear like that. Yeah, so you got 1, 2, and you got 3, and 4 is right there, and then 5 is right there. 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 Okay. Okay, so those are ready to go on. Everything's clocked and positioned the right way. And now I got to prepare the homemade base gasket that we made in a previous video. So I'm going to get that ready. I'm going to put a little bit of RTV silicone on here just because it's a homemade one, and I'm going to put a nice thin coat on both sides here, and then I'll place that down on there, and then we'll proceed to put the cylinders on the engine. You guys are cringing out my video. You're cringing out my video.
Oh, snap.
Keep it in the video. It'll be funny when I watch it. Because I watch all your videos.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So keep it in your video and I'll watch it.
Okay.
Please keep it in your video.
Do you want to be in one of the videos?
Aw. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just working away here.
Fun. Now keep that whole part in your video. And if I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
I'll watch it, and if it's not there, I'm gonna be mad.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't want you mad.
Hello.
All right. Special guests. Okay. I got a little bit of old RTV silicone here, and I think normally you probably would just go without the silicone if you had a proper gasket, but because we're building the ultimate zombie apocalypse bike, we got some old used RTV silicone that we're going to help bed this down. And then so what I do is I just put a little bit on my fingers and I just start, you know, rubbing it on here. And then that way I can get a nice even coat of this stuff without having a bunch of excess. And then yeah, just go around and put this on. You don't want too much, you don't want too little, you want just the right amount. So if I'm putting it on your fingers and working it around, seems to work the best. Okay. Now it's starting to look more like a gasket, eh? And then I find this way works good if you just go around, because then you don't get too much and it doesn't ooze out inside the engine and then cause problems down the road. And then it doesn't need much, it just needs a little bit on there to help seal it. Okay. Alright, so that's that. So now I'm going to place this down on the engine. And put this here. The trick is not to get this stuff all over everything. Carefully get this on here. Something like that. Now the dowel pins that go in these two far corners, they're actually up into the cylinders, and they're stuck in there pretty good. I'm not going to bother trying to get them out, but normally I think you'd put them in there first, but they'll come down with the cylinders and we'll get them on there. Okay, so now next thing to do would be to slide these cylinders on. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on each of these connecting rods. And get them ready for installation. The like so. I've seen this done a couple of different ways, and so far the best, simplest way I've seen is to turn the engine 90 degrees on its side, and then that way you can slide these down and they'll kind of rest on here as you guide the wrist pins into the pistons. So for that, I'll disconnect the cam chain for now, and then I'll just take the engine and turn it on that side like so, and everything can kind of sit up like so. And we'll grab our cylinders. I'm just gonna check, make sure that the pistons are facing the right way. Okay, so hopefully you can see. And then the beauty of doing it this way is you can slide this down gradually as it's resting on its side. Got this one connecting rod here at the bottom. Tilt that one in. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then we should be able to get this one lined up just like so. There's one connecting rod in. I'm going to rotate it around the other way. Like so. There. Okay, so that wrist pin's in. So now all we gotta do is put the other snap ring in and drop everything down. There. Hop. It'll wiggle these back into place. There. Just gonna top this down with the rubber mallet. Make sure everything's not tickety boo. I'm just gonna try rotating this a little bit. Yeah, much better than it was before. Wow. That's awesome. Okay, so now can we find top dead center? So there, I'm just setting this at top dead center, and then that'll help us down the road here. Okay, I think that's mostly settled in. Next step is I want to put this cam chain follower on next before we get too far. And then this one, it has these little copper banjo washers, most likely to seal the oil back from these two fittings here where they go on. So this thing just drops down in there like so. And it'll just line it up. There. That's on there like so. Okay, so next we're gonna put the head on. First, we'll take our old head gasket. This is the one that came off the bike. Normally I would get a new one, but today we're gonna reuse this one. That goes on there like so. And then take her head. I'm gonna drop it on there like so. Detach her. Here. So this time, I'm just resting this on there. And I'm going to drop this down through and hook onto the cam chain. There we go. Okay. Huh. I'm just gonna look around, make sure it's not hung up anywhere. That's looking pretty good. So we'll give this a little tap. Alright. I'll put a little bit of oil on both ends of this. Just help with the bearing slide on a little better. The threaded end of the cam goes out towards the right side here. And there might be a better way, depending on which side. Going on here. I'm just having a look to see which way the cam goes. Now I just gotta check my timing mark. This is set right on there. And then we've got our top dead center timing mark right here. And it's got a little notch. And there's a notch on here. It says it's got a T with a line. So that's set right there. And then this has a notch in it right here. And it's supposed to be pointing straight up. With a little bit of cam tension. And that should be right just like that. So I think we're all good there. Okay, so now next up, I'm going to put this cam chain tensioner in. So I'm going to take the tensioner part off. First, I'm going to take this out. It should be a little easier to get on. Like so. Oh, that whole thing drops right through there. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to put a little bit of RTV silicone around here. There is a gasket on here. It's stuck on there. I'm just going to leave it on. And we'll just go with that. Some of that stuff on there. And it's got these 6 bolts with washers. I'll just tighten up these bolts for the cam chain tensioner cover. Chain tensioner in. Put the keeper on. And wind this close. The cam chain is nice and tight now. Got the cam in. Pretty sure I've got it right. I mean, it looks to me like it's right. I'm just gonna cinch down this tensioner lock nut here. There. There. Let's give that a little tighten. Okay. So now I think we can move on to putting the valve cover on and getting this all torqued down, and I think that'll be pretty good then. Okay, so I'll put my gloves back on. I'm just going to put some RTV silicone on this surface here. It's the surface between the head and the valve cover. They don't make a gasket for this, so it's just RTV. It's the only gasket. I'll go around both sides, and put this on there, all over, nice and even. And then I'll put some around here. The RTV silicone spread out all around the surfaces that are going to mate together, and I've backed off the valve adjustment screws so the valves aren't going to be fighting us when I'm going to put this on, and then I'll just adjust them later. And yeah, so I think we'll take this and we'll get it ready to drop down onto the engine, and it looks like we're going this way. There. Just gonna put the rubber mallet on here, put that down a bit. Yeah, the valves are nice and loose, so that's good. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to get my bolts ready. I'm going to start putting some of these in just finger tight, and we'll torque them down in a bit here. 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 This one goes on that side. And then this little 10mm guy goes back here. Right in here. Finger tight. We're just going to get these down finger tight. Just giving two at a time. Make it go a little faster. Okay, so those are ready. That one ready. These are the big head bolts here, and these are the washers that go with them. And I'm gonna smother some RTV silicone on these washers, and then put them on. So I'm just putting some on my fingers here. I've seen people put copper washers on here, and that probably will work good too. But yeah, you want to try to make an oil seal the best you can. I'll get these all done up, and then put the bolts on. And we'll take our acorn nuts and these on here. I just go around and put these on finger tight, and then we'll get our torque wrench. So here's our little torque tightening diagram here, and you know it starts here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, 7, 8. This is a crisscross pattern, and it also has the valve cover bolts here too, plus the 2 little side ones, and this one 10mm in the back. And then the torque settings are right here. So the big ones are 27 foot-pounds of torque, and then these smaller ones here are 16 foot-pounds of torque, and then the 110mm is 7 foot-pounds of torque. So let's we'll start off. We'll try to do it in stages. So okay, so this is foot-pounds. So we're set at 10. So let's back this off to. We'll go to 7. And then we'll go around once like that. There's 7 for that. There's 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 8, and I'm going to change socket sizes. Torque wrench doesn't fit in there, so we'll have to guess on this one. Don't like doing that, but that's what we got. There's 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, so that's the first round. Okay, the second one will go up to 16, and then that'll leave just the 8 big ones for the last. So 16, so there's 10. So 16. There's 1. Now we go up to 27. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So there we go. I think that's it. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly set up the valve and see how this thing turns over. So I'm just going to check my mark here, and then yeah. Okay, I've got my feeler gauge, so we'll do the inlet first. And set the inlet to 3 thousandths About an inch here. Okay. That's good. Okay, so now I'll rotate the engine over. Alright, so now I'm just going to rotate the engine over 360 degrees and get the other timing mark here. Oh, there it is. Come back a little bit. Right there. Okay. Okay. So now I just want to turn this and see what we got. Something that sounds like an engine turning over. Let's see. I'll put my thumb over the spark plug hole. That sounds promising. Put my thumb over the other spark plug hole. Let's see if I can do this. Put my thumb over it here. Oh yeah. Yeah, that sounds promising. I wonder what we're getting for compression. So we're going with a stronger drill this time. This one should. Let me reset the compression tester. Alright, let's see if we can crank it over with this thing. Yeah, that's more like it. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, it's way up there. It's what are we at? It says 120. I'll take it. That's awesome. Let's try the other cylinder. Now that's a result. Okay, so now we're going to try the other cylinder with the bigger drill, and we'll see what we get. Oh yeah. What, 110, 120, something like that. So yeah, that's excellent. It'll run on that for sure. For sure. Cool. Well, I'm really happy about that. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that'll run. So, I think I'm going to end the video there. I got to go inside and have some dinner. And I got to clean up and stuff. But I just wanted to get to that stage where it was kind of buttoned up and you know, things were somewhat together. Yeah, things are definitely coming along. Yeah. Things are looking up for the old XS 650 motor. Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that will run like that. I got some more stuff to add to it here, but we're gonna end the video there, and I want to thank you for watching, and stay tuned as for more videos as I put this engine together. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you again real soon. center stand mechanics out.